the right decisions. Sub so far hasn't proven it to be able to get there yet, and so that's the only difference between these two players. They are neck and neck.
Well said. You know, I love that graphic. You know, best World Finals finish from Sub was 4th place last year, but really his best finish is guaranteed 3rd place this year as well. This is such an important matchup. I cannot wait to see what decks we're going to be seeing here. I would love to see a Miner Poison versus RG, just best deck versus best deck, and we're going to be hopping straight into the gameplay, guys.
Game 1, Clash Royale World Finals 2025, DreamHack Atlanta, underway.
A rage from Pedro. Just starting off right away. He's got some beat down. Once again, guys, it is best of 5 duels. So we're gonna start seeing a little bit of weird spells, weird combinations, because it doesn't just matter later in the match, it matters now, saving certain spells. And the crowd erupts with the king. The crowd here in Atlanta is insane.
Yeah, every single time anything happens, they go off, and you just love to see it. Right here, Sub activating the King Tower, and then going in with the Hunter behind. Monk is going to pop its ability on Pedro's end, and now a Monk ability from Sub, but it doesn't really get that much value.
So it looks like we're just heading into a Roll Giant Mirror matchup. Pedro opting to use the Evo Wizard, Sub with the Evo Hunter. I would say Evo Hunter is a little bit more valuable in this situation, but at the same time, it's also more Monk value as well.
Yeah, we're going to see the rest of the decks soon. Fisherman coming in for Sub. Going to be able to clean that up very nicely with the Fisherman and the guards, but a second shot is going to rain down on the tower from Pedro's RG.
A perfect Electro Spirit to prevent all Royal Giant damage from Pedro, and this is why I mentioned earlier that Pedro is considered the best Royal Giant player at the moment. I mean, he just knows every single interaction, but I think a big thing to notice also is the fact that Pedro has Rage. You know, if Sub does have the log for the knockback on RG and for the guards, that could be a big difference maker.
And right here, Sub electing to go all in, gets the Evo RG right in front of the Hunter. And so the Evo RG in response, and that Monk ability is brilliant from Pedro. Takes only 1 shot, and the crowd starts to erupt. Pedro does take a slight advantage.
There is the log from Sub. Really good plays by Pedro with the deflection of the Royal Giant, and he continues to get damage as well. I would say that this log could be huge later down the line, though.
And here we go, Fisherman against Fisherman. Sub's Fisherman going to put in a lot of work. Hunter is going to be able to get a lot of damage, but the Rage plus the Vines doesn't do enough. And Sub defends it with the skin of his teeth.
Another Roll Giant the bridge. Pedro pre-placing the Monk in the middle area in order to try to get the RG deflection. We will see it drop now.
And right here, RG not getting enough, doesn't get the second shot. The Monk is able to place his hands on top of the RG's body and gets taken off the arena.
And another Monk set up with the Hunter. We're going to see another Roll Giant in soon. Pedro trying to control it with the Fisherman.
Wow,
wait, the deflection on the Wizard! Deflection on the Wizard from the Monk! And that's splashing on the tower!
And right here, Sub, I mean, it wasn't the best start, but so far he has been playing this beautifully. It's just attack, attack, attack. Finally, Pedro has played an RG. It felt like we went 2.5 minutes before we played an RG down.
And Sub's gonna keep up the pressure. Another Evo Roll Giant. Evo Wizards on the board with the Vines. The Vine, will it prevent the Monk ability from dropping? Wait, he does get off. It is deflecting the Wizard. Royal Giant is on the tower. Oh my goodness, Josh.
The Fisherman does a yank. The Fisherman does a yank. The RG plus the Fireball. Game 1 goes to Sub.
And the crowd is going wild. Sub with an upset going against Pedro's best deck, and he takes the win. This game is already started on the stage. We just don't know it yet. And as we hop into this match, I'm gonna say I think Pedro should bring a good counter to the Ghost, like the Valkyrie.
Wow, and Sub already using the minion horde. Mortar on offense for Pedro. There's a couple different options with a minion horde deck. You can sometimes use the zap to try and get the miners to protect for your minion horde. And then you can also go a little bit slower using the arrows, try and get, it's probably looking like it's gonna be a mortar versus mortar.
Miner is getting cleaned up very nicely by the Berserker. Pedro going with one of his comforts, another one of his comforts in the mortar. Boss Bandit variation that we saw Mo kind of bring into this CRL mini meta yesterday.
Skeleton King gonna walk down the lane. Boss Bandit has been one of those cards that's been very surprising. It's just great how valuable it is. And this Mother Witch is gonna put on work on the right. And if the Boss Bandit doesn't take out the Skeleton King, we could be seeing a GG. Instead, the Boss Bandit does take it out. That could have been incredibly dangerous for Pedro, and no dash from the Boss Bandit.
Mortar to the bridge. We have a mortar mirror matchup. Goblin Gang is not getting hit by the Ghost right away, and a defensive mortar from Pedro as well. So once again, Sub kind of wandering into Pedro's territory since he has a little bit more expertise with these kind of decks.
Yeah, and right there does mess up with the Royal Ghost. E-Wiz a little bit delayed, and with the help of the Vines, that's going to take out the E-Wiz and get another shot. Skeleton Barrel on 3 Elixir, and the Minion Horde is going to be able to clean that up nicely. Would have liked to see maybe a little bit different tile placement. I felt like he could have protected a few more of those minions.
Gang has to drop down to defend this Minion Horde. And I think the card to watch out here, if you're in the crowd, is the Mother Witch. The Mother Witch is going to be huge in this matchup to deal with Skeleton Barrels and the Goblin Gang. Pedro, on the other hand, is going to want to use that Boss Bandit, try and protect those units and dash onto that Mother Witch.
Last card for Pedro should be the Fireball, so it looks like he's just kind of delaying, trying to figure out when he should be using it. But I mean, we've seen the Minion Horde get placed multiple times, Mother Witch as well, and he hasn't used it, so it could be lightning. There's a couple different things that he could be doing with it.
Yeah, there's the Minion Horde. I think it's a great call. Minion Horde's super strong in this matchup.
Wow.
And the General Jerry is pushing forward as well. Evo Skeleton Barrel's forced on defense, and the pressure is mounting here for Pedro. Will he be able to defend versus the Skeleton King ability versus the Evo Ghost?
Yeah, that E-Wiz putting in a ton of work, cleaning up everything very nicely. The Boss Bandit will help out as well in a defensive mortar, Sub recognizing that he spent a lot of Elixir and didn't get a ton of value. And yes, these Minion Hordes are fantastic. And yeah, the Fireball is the card in Pedro's deck. This Skeleton Army does defend pretty well, but Pedro does take the lead.
Yes, Pedro taking the damage lead, Skeleton King in the back, filling up the ability from the Lost Souls of the Skeleton Army. And I like this placement by Pedro, playing the mortar 1 tile lower, but Sub knows he can pressure the ops lane because of that.
So going into overtime, both towers very close, and you know, when you look at the matchup, Pedro does has a slight lead, but who do you think has the advantage?
The advantage here, I mean, it's tough. I would say maybe Pedro. He has a little bit more damage, like basically lock damage with the Fireball. The Electro Wizard kind of acts as a secondary spell as well.
These Skeleton Barrels are so difficult to defend, forces out the defensive miner, and Pedro screams into the lead. I mean, Sub just doesn't have a small spell, and so every time the Skeleton Barrel locks onto the tower, I mean, an Evo Skelly Barrel on the tower means GG, so he has to protect.
Vines dropping, Evo Ghost as well, trying to clear this gang. He wants the mortar connection, but the mortars take out each other, and the Evo Ghost is controlled masterfully.
Good offensive pressure, didn't overextend. Mother Witch to try and get one of these piggies to go on the map, and Minion Horde over the middle, and a defensive Skeleton Barrel gonna clean up everything beautiful. That Minion Horde is just gone.
And this is exactly how Muhammad Light likes to play. He gets the damage lead, and then he continues to use his Evos even on defense. And I think Pedro's taking a lot of that gameplay from him. I mean, I love the use of the Evo Skeleton Barrel to deal with the Minion Horde. Will the General oh my goodness, the General Jerry barely gets taken out by the E-Wiz.
And right here, just Scar Me plus Skeleton King Larry's, and right there, Boss Bandit does clean up pretty nicely. Mother Witch pressure over the middle, 15 seconds left. This is an all-out assault. If he defends, he wins. If he doesn't, Sub does.
Wait, the Evo Ghost is going toward the tower. Ghoul's on tower.
11.
Mortar's not helping.
He takes the lead.
He takes the lead.
If he fireballs in time. If he fireballs in time.
Fireball.
Fireball doesn't get there. Fireball doesn't get there. Sub gets it. Sub gets it. And as you called it out, Sub using the Evo Ghost, trying to scream with a hot start, and that's exactly what happens. 2-0 in this opening best of 5.
I mean, I'm almost speechless right now. I thought Sub would use the Evo Ghost and tried to scream into that lead. He has the 2-0 now. Pedro also used Login Fireball, one of the most key spells. Again, Pedro really kind of on his back.